So, good afternoon, everyone, from the sunny Costa Blanca live. You'll be all glad to know that the temperature has dropped here away from 31, 32 degrees. It's at a nice level 25, 26 now. And hopefully, it looks like I am changing colour. I've had a little bit of sun. It is very nice. And it is interesting to be here and knowing I'm about 1,500 miles minimum from all of you. And the beauty of that, this works from wherever you are. And when you get an established business, it doesn't matter where you are. And I suppose we have to be honest, as much as some of us are what we call awake, all right, lockdown, what it did do was brought about our company to bring in something called remote appointments, as we're doing now. And I will forever thank Zoom because Zoom is the easiest way in the world to do this if you're going to do it remotely. I'm sorry, but I find the whole WhatsApp and talking on the phone and doing that, I find it all very hard work. I find Zoom so much easier. Right. Today, by a kind of overwhelming demand, I've been asked to talk about how do you keep those appointments that you've made? You know, you've got prospects, yeah, and you've got an appointment set up. How do you stop them? How do you prevent them from cancelling? How do you make them realize that your time is valuable, to appreciate you? I think the worst thing, it's a horrible word that I've heard. Young people call it ghosting, that they ghost, which means they just don't show. And personally, I think it's the height of rudeness. All right.
Right.
I could never do that. And probably because I'm of the older generation where in the days before mobile phones and modern technology, we used to meet up, didn't we, with friends? And my daughters are always particularly, I think, intrigued. When you made a meet-up, how did you know you were all going to show? And I said, well, you actually honoured your commitment. And isn't that what we're asking of the people, to honour their commitment? It's called something else, and it's a word that is bandied around, and I don't think people understand the word at all. It's called integrity.
We
Integrity.
have some sound. Yes, you will.
Could you mute yourselves, guys, so that we
This
don't
shrine
hear you?
is a
Thank
religion
you.
founded around 300 years ago.
Ah, hang on, let me mute. There we go.
Traditionally, followers.
Right, there we go. Some people don't learn, do they? Sorry about that, guys. Right, integrity. It's a word that means that you've said to somebody you will do something, let's say for them, with them, share them, and no matter what happens in between that time, you will honour that commitment that you made to them. And I think a lot of people don't understand that integrity is exactly that. It's doing what you said you'd do when you said you would do it, no matter what happens in between. And that is the bit, the essence of stopping no shows, of stopping people cancelling, of stopping people um, basically being negligent to the value of your time. How do you get this across? How do you get this right? So let's share with you. You all know that the best business that you can ever get will be referral business. Yes? Because basically, there should be a relationship between the referrer and the referee, which means that they care about each other, which means possibly they share the same values. Now, I'm getting into deep psychology here, but this is important. When we say we build rapport and we get on, that means we share the same values. Did you know that? So when we're trying to build rapport with people we don't know, what we're trying to do is find out where their values are and that ours can align to theirs. If we don't bother to build rapport, which is find out about them, and I'm sorry, I'm going to go back to some really basic stuff here. Alan P says, if they say it, it's true. If you tell them it or sell it, they'll object. So are you perhaps selling the appointment and that's not good enough for them? Does that make some sense? So when you make these appointments, which sometimes if they come from 20Ks or neighbour letters, you can't say that you know them well. So how do you build that rapport? Guys, this is a fundamental. You ask more questions than you sell, than you tell. You've got to ask questions because the more you ask questions, and if it's genuine asking questions, what will happen is they'll think, oh, they're genuinely interested in me. It's not a deep thing that comes to their foremost mind, but it's a deep psychological thing that all the time, the more you ask questions, the more they think, blimey, this person really does take an interest in me. Do you think if they feel valued of their opinion, there is more chance they're going to want to see you again? Does that make sense? Okay. Do you think we're getting to a little bit of how we're building this rapport? So we're on a stand, let's say a 20K. How much time would you spend with someone? Well, now that varies, but I would say with each person, anything between about 10 minutes and if you're lucky, half an hour. Ideally, I'd say 15 to 20 minutes. And in that 15 to 20 minutes, what should be happening is you're asking more questions than you're actually showing them stuff. Now, why do I bother not to do the sales presentation thing that you've got a sheet? I've never done it. Never done it. Do you know what? All that is sales. That is not going to win anyone over. Because actually, that is what you should be doing on the appointment. Got it? So what you should be doing when you're with them, whether it's on the door as a neighbour letter, whether it's a referral, is you should be asking lots of questions. Now, I'm going to share with you something that's happened while I'm out here. So approximately 2 weeks ago, I'd only been here about 4 days, through WhatsApp came a message from an existing customer. And he was basically wanting another of his properties that's an Airbnb. Some of you on last week's would have known about it. There was no way that was just going to fall apart because he and I have built up a relationship over about 2 years now. Okay, because I've helped his mother, I've done another property, and now it's another one. So there was one referral that came in. And okay, it was him, but it was another property and it became another customer. And how did I do that? I made sure he gave me a new email address to make it another account. Okay. Right, there was one customer. Now, it couldn't be mobiles because he's already got mobiles with UW on his own main property. So the only thing at play was gas and electric and broadband. 2 services. How many points? 2 points. Now, when that happened, the painter decorator here, by the way, I've known him, he's actually my plumber, and I've known him a very long time. I have never really blasted him at all with this. And anyway, it wouldn't have mattered because timing is everything. But he saw this and was like, whoa, how easy is that? Because he saw me do the sign up as well. Yeah. And he decided to jump on a business information call, which will happen on Thursday evening. They're every Thursday. I'll send them out. And he made the decision he was going to join. So he did his online training, da, da, da. Another point, 3 points. Now, sadly, at the moment, he hasn't got going. And in fairness to him, because he has been busy decorating this house. Okay. But he's now back home because we took him home today to Alicante to get back home. But he's now lining up appointments. Okay. So when he does his first one, are you all aware of this? There will be services, yeah, especially his own account, and that will accrue more points. But he will then become a recruitment person. So more points because I'll be supporting and he'll be earning. Got it? However, what day was it? Saturday. Saturday, we were out and about doing stuff, and a WhatsApp came in, and it came in from a young lady who is the daughter of somebody I signed up at the Romsey show on the 14th of September, Saturday the 14th. Brilliant show. I've already done 6 from there. Now, mum and dad, I must have done some good rapport building. And I've done a lot of customer care. You know the stuff, pack codes, helping them, explaining how they take a SIM card out. I know it's all easy stuff to us, but it's not to them. But really being there at the end, okay? All right. So what I would say to you is I've built up enough rapport that this message came in, and what she said was, my parents have recommended me to Utility Warehouse. Dad gave me a link. Do you know what I'm on about? The referral link. She said, though, but I fancy having a chat with you. So what do you think I did, guys? This is really relevant to what you're on about. This. What do you think I did? Did I text her back? Did I send an email? Well done, Gemma. Juan was with me. We're in the shopping centre called Xenia Boulevard. And I pick up the phone and I call her through WhatsApp immediately. And on a paper napkin, I was writing furiously. Okay. What do you think I did the most? I asked her lots of questions. I asked her, I also said to her, it was a good idea that you spoke to me. And what I did was explain the difference between had she signed up for services herself through the link, mum and dad would have got £50 if she took 2, but she wouldn't have got £50. Do you know that? It only happens when it comes through us. So I turned to her and I said, well, you didn't realise it, but you made a really astute decision. I said, I did explain to your dad this, but I said, perhaps he missed that bit. I said, what's going to happen now? You're going to get 6-star customer service. I said, you're going to get me, a bit like a PA, really. And I said, it means you can ask me all the questions you want. I asked her, what was the most important thing to her? And she said, well, more than anything, she said, it's my energy bill. I said, oh, right, great. I said, who's your current provider? And she said, Octopus. I said, oh, well done. I said, that's a brilliant choice that you made. And she went, no, it's not. If she says it, it's true. Is that right? And I said, well, the reason I say this is that in truth, the next best provider for price and stuff is Octopus. But most people don't know about Utility Warehouse because they don't advertise. So I said, this is really good. I said, what I'd like to do is actually give you all the facts and information about everything because then you can make a proper informed decision. Can I say those are award-winning words? All right. I use them lots. Juan's heard me say them lots. What it's doing is it's empowering them. And then I said to her, I asked her about broadband. Other half just signed into EE about a month ago, but I'm not too worried about that because there's £400 out per switch. Anyway, I asked loads of questions and I said, look, what we need to do is jump on Zoom. And we arranged it for last night. Now, as it so happened, it all went, excuse the expression, tits up. All right, just being honest. The Zoom didn't happen. In the end, we were doing a remote appointment and we were talking through WhatsApp. Don't ask me why. I don't think she downloaded Zoom properly, but hey ho, we got there. And had she not seen the presentation in its fullness, well, actually, they decided to have boiler cover. So she's done her mobile, gas electric, boiler cover, and now they're looking into him switching his mobile and the broadband as well. And if his mobile and broadband is added within 30 days of last night, it will count as all part of the same package. It means I get all the points. Now, at the moment, because it's mobile energy and boiler cover, energy's an insurance, so it don't count. But I've got 2 more points. I've now got 5 points without masses of effort. And I'm out here on holiday. But I'm probably going to get a couple more from it. And I said to Juan, there's still 4 days left to the 31st. My gut instinct is possibly I might get another referral come in because I'm going to send out one of my broadcasts to my existing customers, and it usually brings about another referral. And I don't do them all the time. I don't do them every month. I do them about once every 6 months to make it real. So what I'm saying to you there is the fact that I bothered to ask lots of questions, albeit in a shopping centre in Spain, I took a lot of interest in her. Do you think she then felt it was a worthwhile time to spend on a Zoom call with me, albeit it didn't happen on Zoom? Can you see where I'm getting? There was no way she was going to let me down because the value was there. I showed an interest to help her the best. I said I want to give her all the facts and information so she can make a proper informed decision. She was not going to let me down, was she? I sent through all the stuff that I wanted her to be prepared with and ready for. She didn't answer immediately, and then I got the message, thank you very much. Sorry I didn't answer immediately. Looking forward, see you at 7. Now it was 7, obviously, UK time, 8 o'clock here. So the art of not getting ghosting, cancellations, and all of that is the time that you bother to ask the questions. So I asked things like, what do you do, Abigail? And she said, this is so fun. She said, I'm a painter decorator. Well, I mean, it's quite funny. And I've asked questions. Guess what? She's about to this evening. It's really funny. Her name is Jess, okay? And I've been dealing with lots of Jesses that are daughters for supporting, and it's like, this is really ironic. And all this stuff I'm relaying because I'm being human with her. I'm relating my humanity to her. And then I'm saying to her, here's the big one. And I said this on the original call, all right? Would it be useful if you had more money coming into the house? Now, I didn't say, would you like to earn more income? Could you write that one down? If you haven't, I said, would you like more money coming into the house? And she said, well, why, yeah, wouldn't, who wouldn't? Now, to say to you, she actually is absolutely seriously interested in being a partner. So now, from the Romsey show, as well as all the stuff I've now got a referral, but now I think I'm going to get a partner too. And that's because of the time that is spent asking questions. So, what I think I want to do in this last few minutes is I want to help you on the sort of questions you should ask. I call it an interviewing, all right? Okay. And Arun has just put it on the chat. Would you like more income? Okay. No, would you like more money coming in the house? Would you like more money coming in the house? Okay. So, what should you be asking? Well, besides the obvious, good thing to know names and surnames. Good to know. It's not being nosy if you do it the right way, is what do they do for a living? Um, Asking them. So, who are you currently with for your services? Why not ask? Why not ask that on the door of a neighbour inquiry? Why not ask that at a stand? Because I do. Because I think the more I find out about them, the more they realise what you're sort of doing is you are bit by bit, you're consolidating this appointment when you're making the appointment. Yeah? Who are they with? This is showing interest. Oh, who's your current mobile provider? Oh, right. Oh, you're with O2. Brilliant. Please don't ever say that's rubbish. All right. Whatever they say, you say, brilliant, great. Oh, that's wonderful. Do you know what they usually do? They turn around and go, no, it's not. Because they say it and it's true. And actually, what they're then doing, do you remember this? They're telling you their woes. They're telling you why they need to see you. And the more you ask, also, who's your broadband with? Oh, well, I've just signed up at the moment to EE. Oh, okay, that's good. All right. You're not dismissing what they've done. And they'll think, oh, they're not going to try and sell me things that I don't want to change. That's the other thing. Okay. What's the most important question you want more than anything? What's the most important question you want to know? Are they a homeowner? How's the easy way to ask that? So, how long ago did you buy the house? How long ago did you buy the property? It's just an assumption. Believe me, they'll soon tell you whether they're in a council house or whether they're renting, won't they? True? What is wrong with that? How long ago did you buy the house? All right. That's the nice way to ask. That's vital, isn't it? I'll tell you why it's vital. Because when you get on the appointment, you don't then make the blunder of then accidentally telling them beforehand about the up to 150 welcome bonus, because that is not good. If someone finds out that they are not going to get something that you've mentioned, not good. Yeah. So to know that before the appointment is a really good thing because then you don't mention it. I've just done a support. It was a tenant, it was friends. There was no way I mentioned it because I worded it right that it never came about. So they don't know what they're missing. True? Yeah. What else do you want to do? Here it is. Get ready as well as the questions you want to say to them. Now, look, probably like you, that is a great, um, what we call a rapport sharing thing. Probably like you, I'm really busy. And I say things like, I'm a nana, I look after my grandsons, I'm doing all sorts of things. I'm sure you are as well. And time is precious. There's a good one. My time is valuable. There's no harm in saying that because what you've got to do is get them to respect your time. The worst thing you can say to someone is, oh, I'm free anytime. And I hear that on the stand. Oh, yeah, I can fit round you, they say. No, 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 no. No, no, no. You don't want to fit round them. They want to fit round you. They will value you more. I absolutely promise that. So then you say to them, right, I'll tell you my availability. But first of all, I guess best to ask, you said you were a painter decorator. So is that mostly in the day or do you work in the evening? Because what you're out to do now is wield this that suits you best. Because if I can, outside of Spain, by the way, if I can, I always try and make the appointments during the day. I don't want to be working in the evening because I've learned most supporting tends to happen in the evening because people work in the day. So my own, I tend to, if I can, get in the day. So once you've established they're only available, say, evenings and weekends, you can then say, right, okay, right, let's have a look. Okay, I've got some availability. Don't tell them when. Say to them, this coming Saturday or Sunday, which day is best for you? Just ask them the alternative close. Which day is best for you? And they'll say, oh no, I can't do Sunday, Saturday. Can you do Saturday then? And I'll say, depends. Because what you're doing is building up the intrigue and like, oh my God, can this woman be available? I need her. That's what you're trying to do. And so then they'll say, oh, any chance of sort of like after lunch? And I'll say, oh, you can't possibly do first thing in the morning or even maybe later because I'm working it. I want to keep my Saturday free, don't I? Yeah. And they'll say, oh, yeah, all right then. And all of a sudden, they're starting to realize, oh, yes, her time's precious. They're psychologically thinking, I better not let her down. Okay. Now that you come up with an agreed time, can I just say to you at this moment, you still haven't got your appointment. Let's say this person says to me 11 o'clock Saturday. And I'll say, okay, all right, 11 o'clock, right. I'm going to have to, this is clever stuff, I'm going to have to juggle a few things round to fit this in. That may not be true. It's a white lie. It's allowed. Am I allowed to say white lie? It's a black lie. Does it matter? All right. It's a little lie. Okay. All right. Then I say to them, okay, now look, I am juggling here, but I can fit this in. Now, I treat others the way I like to be treated. Okay. So I won't let you down. Got that? I treat others the way I like to be treated, so I won't let you down. All I ask is, would you reciprocate that? It means I care. I say to them, I treat others the way I want to be treated, and I believe kindness is everything. And I say, do you know, there's an old adage that someone said to me years ago. Nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care. And I do care. Now, I know you don't know me, but I do care. And I am going to be ready to help you. And now you build the moment. This is how you do it. You then say something like, do you know what? I've helped so many people. And the funny thing is, when we do the appointment, and I'm going to show you everything, if I had £1 for everyone afterwards that's turned around and said, oh my God, I never realized how much you were going to be able to save me and how good this was going to be. Now they want you. They don't want to let you down because you have absolutely pivotally given them everything that they'll think this is going to be good. Does that make sense, folk? Now, this has been recorded, so I know there's lots of phrases there that you might want to grasp. So in this instance, I'd actually say to you, it could be a really good idea to actually replay it. So that is how you make an appointment. Then you say to them, great. If you're with them face to face and you're on a stand, only then do I give them a nice big card. I used to give a little small business card, not anymore. That can get lost. A big card, one of the Ben Fogle ones, and I write on it, um, meeting Lisa Ware, da 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 da, such a time. Okay. And then I hand it to them. And then I reiterate what I've just said. I really look forward to seeing you. Do you know it's going to be so good? You will be one of those people that are going to go, wow, this was worthwhile. What you've done is built the intrigue that this is going to be so worth their while. They're not going to want to let you down, are they? Now, if you've not been doing that stuff, don't worry. You can start now. That's the good thing. You can start now. And if you are doing it over the phone, you are then going to follow through. And I always say to them, I'm going to confirm everything I've just said to you I usually do WhatsApp because it's secure and encrypted, and I say that. And just be kind enough to give me at least the thumbs up with everything that I've put there. Guys, do you think that's going to help you consolidate those appointments? Yeah. So I'm not going to go on anymore, otherwise I'll be over time. Just to say to you, next week, Tuesday, is what is it? It's the second, isn't it? I won't be able to do coaching. We are is that right? The second is Tuesday. No, no, Monday to Sunday is the second.
Tuesday's the 4th.
Right. No, we will only just be getting home at about 10:30 at night. We will be on a ship. I won't be able to. But what I might do is someone's very kindly offered to do coaching, and I'm going to put them in place and give them my link. So there'll still be coaching. So, guys, listen, I'll be back in the UK next week, but not till about 10:30. Don't you dare call me on, on Tuesday. Lovely to see you all. Lovely to help you. And this recording will go out later. Take care, everyone.
Thank you, Lisa.
Take care. You're welcome. Bye bye.
Yeah.